I feel like Thakur is inseparable from us. Satsang Vidyalaya when I was 9 years old. And I lost my father just around 6 months before. So after losing my father, I had no other option. I clearly remember my relatives, they turned with Nelson eye. So nobody even came close. So then I still remember my mom said that I don't know how to give you a nice environment so that your nourishment should be fulfilled in a proper way. Your father did not left many things, but at the same time, what he showed me the way to go to Devghar. I think, all the children, their brain, their mind, it's like a white paper. Whatever you draw in that paper, they think in that way. So for me, since I saw them doing satsang activity, visiting Devghar, helping people in our life, for example, we have Acharya Dev, and we look up to him, we learn things from him, and that also struck me, oh, this is how we should love Thakur at that age, because I saw someone doing in front of me.
Welcome to Satsang Europe's podcast. Today is our very first episode and we have a very special guest with us. He is well-known face in Satsang Europe as well as Satsang fraternity. He is originally from India, but from last 10 years, he is staying in Munich, Germany. He is doing postdoctorate there. We have talked about various things today, starting from his initial days in India to current days in Europe, how he continues his journey with Sree Sree Thakur as well as Satsang. We have talked about various aspects of life, challenges, Satsang Europe, and many more things. Hope you will enjoy it. So, let's welcome Mr. Pronay Kr Biswas. So, welcome Pranay in Satsang Europe's very first podcast. I am really glad to have you here. It is always a great pleasure to talk to you. Your knowledge about Thakur, the depth you have, always allow me to learn something new whenever I talk to you. So it's really a pleasure for me to have you in this podcast. And thank you for making yourself available in this podcast. So first of all, let's start with how are you? How are you doing?
First of all, I would also like to thank you, Shlomo Bhai. As you said, the same feeling from my side also. Whenever I talk to you, you are very approachable. And it's always pleasure to talk to you. And also, it's pleasure to be here. So it's an honor for me to be here.
That's so nice of you.
Thank you very much for having me with you here.
Yeah. Likewise.
Yeah, I'm fine. And at the same time, the same question to you. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm more fine just now because I'm having you and I have an opportunity to talk to you. So I am more fine than ever throughout the day.
Yes, it's like when like-minded people come, if they talk, the talks are always productive.
Of course, yes.
So,
And when we come together and we talk about Thakur, our love Lord, it becomes so much more.
Yeah, there are many things, not only about Thakur. Of course, our life is centered, it's revolving around Thakur.
Exactly.
But there are many other aspects of life that when we talk, it's always good.
Of course, but see, the thing is like we are so much revolving around Thakur, and there is everything that we always tend to connect with Thakur's some sayings or Thakur's ideology or something. You unconsciously things comes to Thakur. Like after sometimes,
That's true.
Okay, you know what Thakur told about this something. Thakur told about that. Yeah.
I feel like Thakur is inseparable from us.
Yes.
It's like we don't have to separately talk about him. Our life has so much activities, and all the activities at some point or in some places it will go towards either Thakur's philosophy or his saying or any example from his different messages. It's good. I think I find it really nice that in our mind, maybe unconsciously, we are always thinking of some positive things that gives a good boost, right?
That absolutely agree, and that's what that I like more about when I'm talking with you, this positivity and these
Yeah.
positive things. And so coming to the point when you told that the activities, the life, so tell me, like, how you started. Like, you, I know that you are in Munich, you are doing the postdoc and all those stuffs, but when you started, like, where are you from in India?
Basically, I am originally from West Bengal.
Okay.
Uh, my house is 2 hours, let's say, by train from Calcutta.
Mhm.
So I'm from village, and I came to Germany in 2014 for the first time.
Oh,
So
that's
it's been a decade for me.
yes, of
I'm
course.
here. This July, I will be completing 10 years of staying in Germany. So,
Ah, congratulations in
yeah,
advance. Of course, it
thank you
has been
very
a
much.
long time. You have seen a lot. So,
Yes,
coming to that, like, your satsang journey started in India, right? If I'm not wrong,
yes,
you
yes,
started
yes.
in India.
Yeah.
So, when you started in India, so if you can tell me something about, like, how you started in your initial days, how your interaction with the people who are in with Thakur, or interactions with Deoghar, Thakur Baris, Thakur families, like, how was it in your initial days?
Whatever I can remember from my memories of childhood days, and see, in our life, for example, we have Acharya Dev, and
Mhm.
we look up to him, we learn things from him. So, my point is, there should be someone from where we learn how to love Thakur, or not only about Thakur, about anything.
Mhm.
If you want to study physics, there will be someone who will teach you. You can't study by your own.
Mhm.
So, like that, for me, it was my father. I remember probably I was 3 to 4 years old, not exactly sure. My father used to give me no, not rupees, 5 paise, 5 paisa.
That time
And I used
paisa
to
was
do,
there, huh?
yes, I used to do istraviti with 5 paisa. This was around 95, 96, those time I'm talking about. So I mean, I clearly remember that I was really enjoying, because I used to see my father and mother, they used to start something after waking up in the morning towards Thakur, some offering. At that time, I didn't know what is it exactly. So for me, it was like they are doing some mantra or some chanting some mantra. Maybe they get some energy or something like this. So when I saw for the first time, if I remember correctly, I was a little bit curious, and this inquisitiveness come to me, and I was like, "What are they doing? What is it exactly?"
Mhm.
Then I asked the same question to my father, and the next day he thought maybe this is the right time when my son should do also Ishtavriti.
Ah.
So this is how I started doing Ishtavriti at the age of 4 or 5. Although we took holy initiation at the age of 12,
Mhm.
but I think you also know that we
Yeah,
could
yeah.
also Ishtavriti in our childhood days. So that's how it started. And I remember my father was crazy about Thakur, and I saw him always singing about. I mean, there are few songs that I remember. One of them is this Amar Sangit.
Ah.
Tomar, the written was it was written by Bodda.
Mhm.
This Amar Sangitan, he was very good in singing. There are few more songs. One of them is Juge Juge Jamon Esesile Prabhu. So, and literally saw, because my father being a doctor, that time we were in a village, and very few people were up to a living standard where they could afford 3 times meal per day or 2 times meal per day. So many people were dependent to my father for their daily basis meal. And my father, what he used to do, he was a doctor. He used to go to different villages. He was treating patients at the same time. He was also doing bhajans or songs of Sree Thakur and Jajan. He used to talk about Thakur to those people.
It
And that,
reminds me about, just to stop you, it reminds me about
yeah,
how Thakur used to do.
exactly.
He
That
also
is what I
started
was,
with being a
exactly.
doctor, and then bhajan, and then treating people in field.
True, true. I mean, I remember Thakur used to say that uh, medicine can cure your body, but not your mind. to cure your mind, we need something. And that's how Thakur started doing kirtan with different people, Kishorida, Ananta Maharaj, and so many other, Satish Goshaida. I mean, that kind of thing also my father used to do in my villages. And that time many people couldn't afford to pay price of the medicine. My father was like, it's okay, and it's fine. I came here not to cure you. I came here also to spread my love, Lord. The message of what my love Lord said, because he was not initiated in the beginning, but once he got initiated, he saw very drastic change in his lifestyle, in his behavior. Discipline came into life. There are so many other things. He became more kind. There are so many other aspects of life, and I think this is the nice take away from satsang. We can say that it teaches many things that we don't even realize, and when it comes to our realization, then we think, oh wow, I have changed a lot.
Yeah, it always like you cannot understand at the same time like what is happening, what is the cause behind it. After sometimes, oh yes, that was the Thakur's plan.
Exactly.
I mean, that always happens with us. Like
Exactly.
it was Thakur's plan, but at the moment we don't able to understand.
True.
That's true. So, Pranay, when was the first time that you went to the Deoghar ashram?
Nice and interesting story. As I said, my father was crazy about Thakur. So what he used to do, he used to ask everyone in the village and say, and he used to say that I will book a big Volvo bus and I will carry all of you. At that time, they didn't have money for food, so they couldn't afford to buy ticket for bus. So my father used to book a big Volvo bus, and probably 70 to 80 people. He used to take them in the bus, and I don't remember my age, that we were doing prayer in the bus, and the bus was going like from Calcutta to Rampur Hat, then Dumka, then Deoghar. This was the way. So I don't remember the exact age, but it will be around 4 to 5. Okay. This was the first age when I first time visited Deoghar, and it was really. I mean, I remember one incident. We were praying in Nat Mandap, and suddenly rain arrived. But we were doing Namdhan. My father, what he did not even take a shelter. What he was doing, he was also doing Namdhan in the rain, and that also struck me. Oh, this is how we should love Thakur at that age, because I saw someone doing in front of me. So nothing should hamper or nothing should disturb our love towards Thakur. So I mean, that was the spark probably that ignited in me.
I think that is the beauty in satsang. Like we always learn from others. They are doing something for Thakur, and we learn like, okay, this I can do, this we can do. There is always kind of a self-learning.
Yes.
There is no one like always to whip on you or instruct you.
It happens organically. Yeah. It happens organically. There is. Yes. I mean, my father never told me to pray, but the moment I saw my father and mother there praying, I mean, it automatically came to me that, okay, I should also do something. Maybe I don't understand what the words are, but it feels nice because they are doing. I think, I mean, all the children, their brain, their mind, it's like a white paper. Whatever you draw in that paper, they think in that way. So for me, since I saw them doing satsang activity, visiting Deoghar, helping people, not only satsang. See, satsang does not mean only bhajan sankirtan. So my father used to serve many. Although I'm not talking. I mean, let's say it's not. I'm praising his.
No, absolutely not.
It's like whatever I saw, and that's how I felt that in that village many people were under poverty, and my father was just like we saw in Hindi film or Bengali film. When a hero does. So for me, he was my first hero. So, and then through him, I got to love Thakur also. Because through him, I got to know who is Thakur Manikul Chandra and what was his mission. And I later on happened to study in Deoghar Ashram, Satsang Tapovan Vidyalaya also.
I was actually coming to that point, like
Yeah.
I know you have in your throughout the life, you have so much experience. One or two podcasts won't be enough to know and understand you all. But this is the thing that I was always curious, and unfortunately, I never had a time to talk in depth about you. I was very, interested, like when I heard that you are a student of Tapavan. So, for me it was like, when you are student of Tapavan, that means you are staying in the ashram and you are
Yes.
so close to all the people who always stay in the ashram. And not only that, you are so close and to the Acharya Dev. The
Yes.
Acharya Dev at that time, that was Sree Sree Dada, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Dada, and also the Thakur Parivar, then current Acharya Dev. So how was like your those days? How was your interactions with the Thakur families, with Acharya Dev, and with the people around you in the ashram?
To be honest, in that time, I didn't have any interest to enjoy so much the way I do now. Because that time I was, let's say, I admitted to Satsang Tavan Vidyalaya when I was 9 years old.
Uh,
And I lost my father just around 6 months before. So after losing my father, I had no other option. I mean, I clearly remember my relatives, they turned with Nelson eye. So nobody even came close. So then I still remember my mom said that I don't know how to give you a nice environment so that your nourishment should be fulfilled in a proper way. Your father did not left many things, but at the same time, what he showed me the way to go to Devghar. So I will go to Devghar. I will do my nivedan to them. Whatever they will say, I will just follow. So my mother was this much dedicated to satsang activity in Devghar. So that's how it happened. That's how I went to Devghar and admitted to Satsang Tapan Vidyalaya. And as you mentioned, yeah, we were really close to Guru Parivar. I clearly remember because Pujabad Mejda, the brother of Sisi Dada.
Dada,
Okay,
that time Acharya.
so yeah, so he used to visit our ashram, our the school every day, and also Pujana Shubhoda, his son. Pujana Shubhoda was in charge. Okay, so and Pujabad Mejda by profession, he's a doctor. He studied his doctor, his medicine in UK,
Oh,
and that's how Pujana Shubhoda also had some sort of degree from UK, from London, basically. So he used to come every day, and I clearly remember if anything happened, suppose I had a fever, and I used to go to him because he was the doctor for all of us. We were 300 students, and he was the doctor. Every day he used to come. Okay, so if I go to him, if I have any, let's say, fever, the moment he listen to you, okay, you have fever, he will act like you have nothing. I think that's the beauty. The medicine will come later. The first part, what he used to do, he used to say, "Hey, nothing happened. Don't worry. Things are going to be okay." And he used to make fun. He was little bit also serious. But sometimes when he used to make fun, everybody in the room used to laugh. And that was so funny. I mean, sometimes I was like, okay, should I laugh or not? Because that time I was like, being a kid, I don't know I should laugh or not. Because I used to respect them a lot. But that's how they are very mingling with everyone. So you don't even realize that they are belonging from Thakur's family. They are, I mean, mixing with you in such a nice way that you don't even realize.
I think that's the thing. Like, that's how Thakur also used to treat. Like, he used to first take the fear out of your mind, because
Yeah,
when the fear comes out of your mind, you are already half healed. The next
exactly.
of the medicine will take care, but first
True.
he targets always the mind of ours. Like, first heal the patient from mind, then get to his body or her body.
Exactly. And in those days, I remember we used to visit ashram once in a week, every Friday. Okay, Friday was the day off for us. So Saturday, Sunday, we had to go to school. So, so
That was
Friday
nice.
was the day off for us. It was a holiday. So Thursday was always special. Okay, tomorrow is a holiday. So we can play from the morning itself. Nobody is there anything to say. Because in our school there were many teachers. They also used to live inside the school. And we used to go to, let's say, Friday means we will go to visit ashram. And our school, it's around 600 to 700 meter distance from ashram. And imagine 300 students, all are kids, starting from class 4 to class 10. Now they are walking on the left side of road wearing white color kurta and dhoti,
Wow, it was a nice
and
procession.
and there will be senior students from Tavan Ashram, Tavan Vidyalay. They used to hold the first 2%. So it's like two queue made of 300 students, and the engine who used to carry us, it was one of our senior from class 10 or from class 9, whoever it could be. So he used to hold the first two children's hand, and everyone used to just follow. So it was like 150 two queue. They are walking on a road wearing everyone white kurta and dhoti. That time I didn't realize, but now when I think of those days,
Hey, it would be so
those were
nice
the
to see.
days.
Yeah, it was
It
so
was
nice
really.
to see. I never
I mean, one interesting fact:
got chance to see it.
we used to celebrate 15th August and Saraswati Puja also in our ashram, in our Deoghar school. On 15th of August, we used to do parade, and from our school to now what is called the house. So it is just in front of the big Anand Bazaar, the white color big building. That was the ground. We used to go from our school to that place by doing parade. Okay, and there were three different teams. The first team will be wearing like the Indian flag, the saffron color
Okay.
on the top, and the bottom dhoti, and then kids. And the middle one will be like the white color, and the third one will be green color. So
nice.
there are three different teams, and we used to go by doing parade, and we used to go to the house, and there we had national anthem, and Pujabad Acharyadev had this tradition of starting the flag, national flag. So it was really nice, and the day when we had satsang in ashram, it was remarkable.
Yeah, but I see, Pranay, it's a things like you have so much experience about the ashram, and like I am getting almost lost in it. Like when you talk about those experience, na, I just lost, and I just like keep on listening. But the thing is, like, if we do that, like continue do that, our podcast won't get end. You have so much experience, and I won't be able to stop myself to hearing that, because these are the experience. Like, yes, we never got a chance to experience that on a hands-on, but we always used to like if we could have that kind of experience. So even if we could not have that in physically, but listening to someone who has experienced that in their hands, so it was so nice. So
Just to add on, I really admire the system which was there in Satsang Tavan Vidyalay, because it's not just I am being biased.
No.
To be frank, I played volleyball, basketball, table tennis, badminton, and then there are so many chess. We had competition, essay writing, drawing, singing, speech, and then long jump, high jump, 100 meter, 200 meter, 400, name it, relay days, then javelin throw, shot put. There are so many. Now what I see in Olympic Games, those games were also part of our life when I was in Tavan Vidyalay.
So they were actually developing people in every aspects of
In every aspect.
every
I mean,
aspect of the
I clearly remember there are I know some people who studied in Tavan Vidyalay, but they were not good in study. But you know what the interesting fact? Because we have this tradition, the senior will cut the junior's hair. So this was a tradition, okay? So there was no barber from outside. So,
Okay.
so by that way, some people got so professional. Now I know some of my friends who has opened a saloon shop, and this is the primary source of income for them.
So that's that much. I mean, that
So
means like
there one
everyone
more
must
thing
do
is
something.
exactly some people we used to had karate session, okay? So there are some people who had black belt in Tavan Vidyalaya, and now they are teaching martial arts.
Wow.
So for me, it's like that's how you should grow, where you would not only study, I mean, your normal, let's say, traditional subjects. At the same time, you should also have some activities alongside, so that because we never know I am good in which place and I am good in which subject or I am good in which sports. I never know unless I got some exposure to
Of
those.
course, of course.
So
Yeah. So, Pranada, like, yes, I know there is a huge and endless experience or journey in your childhood or the time you spent in ashram and everything. So if we can keep on talking that, it will take 3-4 podcasts
yes,
just to talk about this, and that will be so enriching. I'm definitely, I'm sure that our viewers will also like to hear all those stuff, so we can arrange different podcasts just to focus on what you did in your ashram days and what are the things. But here I'm
mhm.
more curious to know, like, how you started your journey in Germany, like how you came to Germany, because you were there, you were studying, you were doing all those stuff, but how Germany thing happened.
Now after I passed 10th standard, then I went back to home, my home city or village. Just I missed one point when I admitted to Tavan, because I just lost my father 6 months ago, and then my mom gave me or put me some places which is taking around 8 to 9 hours by train. So I used to cry a lot. I had fever after I joined Devghar Ashram, because I cried continuously 7 days. Every day I used to plan, okay, so tomorrow I'm going home. I used to pack all my stuffs, and then people around me used to laugh around at me. You are not going home, okay? So keep it all. So this is just on a funny side. Fortunately, I was there and I finished my 10th standard. So now coming back to the point, after finishing 10th standard, I went to my home city. Then I finished my 10 plus 2 standard, and also my college bachelor degree. I studied honors in chemistry from Kalyani University, and then I sat for one exam. It's called Joint Admission Test for Masters.
Okay.
In short, it's called JAM. So it's an all India basis exam. So I sat for that exam, and after I scored an let's say a nice rank in that exam, I turned out to be, let's say, having admission in IIT Kanpur. So I studied my master from IIT Kanpur, and all these things I'm just telling you on a short basis. But before I did anything, I always used to visit Devghar. I used to do Nivedan to Acharya Dev, Pujabad Mezda, Pujino Shubhoda, because for me they were the guardian. Because I lost my father, there was no one to, let's say, guide me in life. So they were my guardian. So I used to go there, I used to ask them what should I do. The way they guided me, I just followed, and life was so easy because I don't have any headache to choose what to do. So they gave me some way and I just followed.
Mm-hmm.
So then from IIT Kanpur, then I applied for PhD, because if you are in IIT level, you are in a environment, you got to different kind of exposure, where people in MIT or Stanford, they follow the same thing. So in our IIT also it was like that. Okay, so it's a different exposure because everybody wants to let's say go to foreign country, especially Europe or US, for pursuing their higher studies, or let's say PhD postdoc. So I applied for PhD, and then I got selected in University of Siegen in Germany. And then before I came to Germany, also I visited Deoghar again, and I seek blessing from Acharya Dev, and he was very happy for the first time when he saw that, when he heard that uh, I got this selection. He was really happy, and there were two things that he mentioned to me. The first point: always try to incline towards Ishtakarma, Thakur, and the second point: put yourself under the microscope and see what do you lack, where can you improve, and rectify it. If you find any mistake in your character, if you find anything, you should always rectify. So that was the advice from him, and that time I didn't
definitely say
realize.
that you
But
always do that. That's what we all see.
but
that
even though I always try to remember that, because he told me to do it, and I feel like if I can keep on doing this thing, maybe in some point I will not even know, I will become a much better person. Because I remember from the message, Thakur says education is to edit. It's so nice message. The first time when I read this message, education is to edit, means if I read something today, when I read tomorrow, I can edit. That means what I learned today, it's not the ultimate thing. Maybe I will learn something better tomorrow, so my knowledge will be edited. That's how we grow our knowledge. So if we limit ourselves, okay, I know everything, then we limit from learning new things.
See, that's what I told in the introduction. I always learn new stuff from you. Just like you told that education is what Thakur told. I was not aware about it, but it's so nice and it has so depth, yet so simple. That's how our Thakur it is.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Pranay, when you were so much connected with satsang and activities of satsang and all those stuffs, but when you thought that now you are coming to Germany, a whole new world for you, a whole new culture, a whole new neighborhood, a whole new people. Maybe you don't know anyone. Maybe you won't be able to see any guru bhais or guru bones or anyone. Like you have to start from scratch again.
Yeah.
So what was there in your mind going on, like when you were about to travel to Germany, like how you were preparing yourself? Because I am sure pretty much of that our viewers, a lot of viewers, they will be very much interested in understanding this.
Yeah, this is a nice point, because uh, being a student who would like to pursue higher study in foreign country, it's a really challenge, because in today's days it's much better, but in 2014, for example, I didn't know anyone from Europe. To be frank, in that time, before I came to Germany, I got contact of one person, who is Aditya Singh, who is now also residing in Munich, coincidentally. So from Deoghar, Rajuda gave me his contact, because Acharya Dev asked him to give me the contact of Guru Bhai. So I got to know him before I came here. And that time also, we were not so much into social media. So when I came here, I didn't know anyone. And being a person who is a Sastrayani, so you will really have hard time to eat outside, right?
Of course, yes.
So, and I didn't know also German language at all. So I remember one story for the first time when I came, and the next day I joined my university, and then in our lab there are many Indian people, okay, but we used to go to Mensa, which is called mess. In Germany, it's called Mensa. For food, okay, so for the first day, I didn't bring anything for my lunch, so I went for my lunch with my seniors, and you know what? For the first time when I entered, the smell from this German food literally literally shook me, and I was like, oh, I cannot tolerate this. I don't know how to explain, but now I like that smell. But at that time, it was completely different. I don't know how to. I clearly remember that smell. But anyway, I have no other option, so I have to eat something. So I took the food from there, and you know, I was looking for anything which does not contain onion, garlic, egg, because fish and meat, it's always separated. So for them, vegetable section is different, non-vegetarian section is different. But my challenge will be to see whether it contains onion or garlic or not. So it was really difficult for me, but I took one of the items, and then as soon as I I took the first bite, I because maybe my being a pure vegetarian, my organs were so sensitive. It or I mean, for the first time when I had the first bite, I was like, okay, it contains onion, and that time I don't know how to react because there are many seniors sitting in front of me. So you know what I did? Okay, I will go for toilet. So I went to toilet, and somehow I just threw the the food that I had already. I didn't swallow, fortunately. It's not about sin or virtue. For me, it's not about if I eat, it will be sin. No, it's not like that. For me, my body is adapted
Yeah,
to
I think our
to
Thakur
this
never
kind of
told
food.
about like
Exactly,
sin and virtue. No,
exactly. No.
he never went on
So
that way. He always
exactly, and from childhood days,
kept it simple. He
since I am
kept it
always
trust.
dependent on pure vegetarian food, so my body did not allow.
Yes.
So, but somehow I came back, and then I had other stuffs. But we finished the whole day, let's say research, then I went back to my hostel, and then we had a party because Indian people love party. So, and then they are again cooking. For the first, for the first time, I forgot to mention one thing. When I landed in Frankfurt airport, two of my senior came to receive me. Okay, we were four people actually who came together, and two of my senior people came to receive us. And the moment, because they wanted to fed us something. Okay, it was around 12 o'clock midnight, and I said, okay, I don't eat onion and garlic, so please look for something which doesn't contain onion and garlic, not even egg or any non-veg. My senior, he was like, then why did you come here? You should go back to your country. This is not the country that you should pursue research here. I was little bit hurt, but at the same time, okay,
Yeah,
nothing will happen.
this
I
is
will do
always we face in Europe. I can
exactly,
completely
exactly.
understand.
But that time it was even more, but now it is even
Yeah.
less.
So Pranada,
So let just to complete, in the evening when we had party, I vomited because my brains still could not get over from the food that I chewed in the morning. I was like, okay, but somehow I mean, I just wanted to share this experience because this is how the journey started.
yes,
And
yes,
now if someone have chicken just beside me with a different plate,
it
I have
doesn't.
no problem.
It doesn't matter.
Somebody is having fish beside me, I have no problem. But that's how it was. The
Yeah.
journey started.
I can completely understand. So, Pranada, like, which what you told that in one line, I was really stuck on there. Like, when you came, you just knew one person in Satsang fraternity. That was Aditya Da.
Yeah.
And now, what I know, like, there are innumerable of our Guru Bhais and Mas and like a lot of people from Germany in our Satsang fraternity. We were connected with Satsang Europe as well. And as far as I know, everyone knows you and you are connected with everyone. So how this thing happened, like if you can just tell me like how these all people get connected and this whole family got created. I always say that people are here who are connected like in different countries in Europe. We all are part of a same family. So how this happened, how you connected with all these people and this whole thing happened?
I think you mentioned it rightly that we are part of a family.
Yes.
Family does not necessarily mean to be blood related.
Never.
Okay,
In our satsang
because
fraternity, it's never.
in our satsang fraternity, we believe in universal brotherhood, and universal brotherhood comes only when we have universal fatherhood. since we have Thakur in our center, so we all are brother. So it's like that. Okay. Now coming back to the question, when I came here, I knew only Adityada. That time, satsang activity was a bit different here in Europe. Now we are doing daily basis morning and evening prayer. We can do satsang in a fraction of second. We can decide, we can organize. So this is the moment now we are living now in Europe. But that time it was not like this. We used to go to different countries, okay, for doing a satsang, and that too the frequency was once 4 to 5 months, once in a 4 to 5 months. Okay, I clearly remember I used to go to Brussels where Sanjay Mukherjee is there, who used to organize satsang, and I used to go there. And then there are many places. I visited Paris, I visited Switzerland, Norway, Sweden, Netherlands. There are many other, all the European country. And that time, now the frequency is more. That time we used to go, let's say once in 3 or 4 months. And from UK, Rajashrida, Niharda, Rajnida, Noboda. These were the people. They were everywhere. Because UK is bit ahead than Europe. The satsang activity in UK started around 2006, if I'm not wrong.
Also, that time there was no Brexit, so UK people
Exactly.
can come and go.
Yes,
like
and they hold UK passport. So for them, they don't need any visa.
exactly.
And for me, the interesting part, they used to come by driving from UK. I remember in 2014, I organized one satsang in my house for the first time. And Rajashrida, Niharda, and all of them, Rajni Bhai, Navoda, they drove from London to my city, Ziegen. So it was like 9 to 10 hours driving. That too through English Channel.
That was really easy part.
So because that time, if we have any satsang activity, Rajashrida, Niharda, Rajni Bhai, they will be always there. Okay, so the question is how did I get to know them? So I was searching in Facebook. Suddenly I saw one photo of Satsang UK Facebook homepage, and there I saw that Satsang pictures. So there I also saw the pictures of Shashwati Ma, Amita, Rajashrida. So then I tried to contact them. I somehow I got connected to Rajashrida for the first time, and then he was also very kind to me for the first time, and then he was explaining things how we are doing in Europe, and then I told him that I am really interested to do satsang in Germany. Oh, I missed one point. One more thing. The first satsang for me in Germany was in Sujit Das place. Sujit Da is a elder brother of Niharda. Now he is also an SPR of Germany. So he came to Germany for 3 months. He had some project. That time he used to work in Mercedes-Benz company. So he came to Stuttgart city. And that time Rajashrida also then texted me. Okay, so there will be a satsang in Stuttgart. It would be nice if you could come. So also he contacted Adityada. So Adityada and me visited Stuttgart, and there were 7 people, as I mentioned, from UK. They came and we had satsang. That was the first time satsang for me in Germany. It was really nice. And I remember it took me 6 hours from my city by Flixbus to travel to Stuttgart.
Oh,
So
that's a nice story. So now this is the way you get connected with all those
yes,
people. Like
yes.
now we can not count even how much people like.
Yeah, I mean, after there was
Every month
international
more than
virtual
one.
Utsav, what we call IVU.
Yeah, I will come to that. I will
Okay.
definitely come. I will definitely come to that because that holds a separate part, like how you
Yes,
did
yes.
in the COVID time. So yeah. So what you are telling, like now that time it was like one satsang in 2-3 months. Now it's
Yeah.
like 2-3 satsangs in 1 month in Germany.
In a week sometime.
Sometimes in weeks sometimes. So yeah, we just can't imagine like that. So yes, now I am since you already brought up that topic, so I will let me take that opportunity. it was a very tough time. We all know that COVID. Before COVID, it was like very much fine. Like I remember Ram Kinkar Thakurda was here in Norway. He was arranging some big satsangs, and that's a tragedy to me. As you know, that I was here in Norway, but I could not connect and I didn't know. Okay, that's a separate story, and I don't want to go to that. But yes, the thing is, like, there was satsangs in Netherlands, big satsang in Germany, big satsang in Norway. So there the activities got paced, people got started mingling, so fraternity is getting bigger.
Increased.
All those stuffs were happening, but then the hard time for everyone, like throughout, everyone in the world came, which no one even expected, is COVID. Everything got shut down, everyone got confined in their rooms, in their homes, no one is able to mingle. And see, our satsangis, in our satsang, and with the satsangis, our main thing is like connecting with people. People is our wealth. People was the only wealth that Thakur had, and that he conveyed to us. Like, we have only wealth, that is people. Like connecting with people, talk with them, being and becoming of ourselves as well as theirs. That's the agenda, and that's the thing, like ideology of satsang. So then the COVID time came, when you cannot meet with anyone, the whole things got stopped. Forget about country traveling, you cannot even travel to your next door,
you cannot even go out from your home.
Exactly. But what I know from various people, satsang activities never got stopped. It got more flourished on that time.
Yes.
How was the journey, if you can tell me in brief way?
Yeah, fortunately, before COVID hit us, I was connected to Radhakrishna Da, Ram Kinkar Thakur, and there are so many other. I mean, just to add on something to the previous conversation, I remember Radhakrishna Da was a crazy driver. I mean, he is,
I guess.
He's still, but now he has still reduced it. But that time he used to love driving in Europe. And there was satsang in Paris. And Radhakrishna asked me, okay, why don't you come over to my city and then we will drive together. So I booked Flixbus. That time from my city to Netherlands, Amsterdam was 3 hours by Flixbus. So I went to his house and then we drove together. Saturday was a satsang in Belgium, and then Sunday was satsang in Paris. And then we all drove consecutive satsangs. Then we drove to Prague from Radhakrishna's house. 10 hours of driving. Prashnoda was also there with us in that journey. So what I mean to say, we had a strong connection.
Yes.
Before COVID hit, we were really literally like a big, I mean, we are kind of elder brother. Radhakrishna is an elder brother to me. He is always elder brother to me. Ram Kinkar is a guardian to me. Something like this.
Always.
So we had, and before COVID hit also, we had 2-3 big utsav. Italy, Norway, Germany, where we met and we shared.
Netherlands as well.
And Netherlands as well. Yes. I mean, there are so many activities, because that time now Netherlands, if you look at Netherlands, there are so many Guru Bhai. That time
like
it was only Radhakrishna.
Germany and Netherlands, they are competing. Who has more Guru Bhai? Who will have more satsangs? And we are from Norway. We are just observing. That's fine. But yes, jokes apart. How this time you got?
Yes. So we were connected to this, let's say, satsang fraternity from different countries, and when COVID hit us, then Ramda, he actually told us, before COVID hit, we used to do planning for any utsav or any satsang via hangout call. Okay. And that time actually we had, let's say, various conversation on hangout. And Radha said once, okay, why don't we meet on every Saturday after we finish our dinner? So we used to meet on hangout every Saturday around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and then we just had chat. How are you doing? Because being away from your house, from your home, from your parents, these are the people who will take care and who are close to you, right?
Satsang, right?
Exactly.
The beauty of satsang is
exactly
at third time also. you were feeling that you are with family, that too
Yes,
far from your home.
exactly. So when COVID hit, then Ramdas said, okay, we are going to do online prayer. Then Zoom came, and okay, that's how the Karit Karma group started.
The famous.
The famous group. Before we started online Zoom prayer, Radha had an idea. It's a Uriya word probably. It's a word from Thakur's message that what you do, what you think you should do it now. And if somebody does it, they are Karit Karmi. Okay?
Okay.
So it's not Uriya word probably. It's word from Thakur's message. So Radha said that okay, let's make a group, bunch of people who will be Karit Karmi. Means the moment we think of something to do, we will do it. So that's how this group started, and we were probably 5 to 6 members in the beginning.
Oh
Now
my
it
God,
is
now it is like
it's around 80 to 85 members in that group, if I am not wrong.
that's
So
how
when
Satsang
Karit
Europe.
Karma started, then we started the online prayer, and
So that's how
Ramda,
online prayer this thing got
yes,
started.
yes, that's how we started online prayer, and then we thought, okay, why don't we go for online satsang also?
Hmm.
Because everybody is at home, nobody has anything to do. So the best way or best outcome what we can take out from this COVID was this online satsang. We literally were waiting for Sunday 4 o'clock. Everyone at that time, because we were having Sunday Europe satsang on every Sunday 4 o'clock, and we were waiting for the time to come. Today it is Sunday, satsang is finished. Next day tomorrow it's a Monday, and I was like, okay, when the next Sunday will come, and I'm pretty sure all the members from Satsang Europe had the same situation. We were literally waiting for the next Sunday to come because we will meet to many people, and that's how we did not even realize when for the first time there was 100 participants in the Zoom satsang. We were so happy. We were so happy when it started with 10 people, and every Sunday we didn't advertise to anybody, okay? And I think if I am not wrong, we were the one who started online satsang for the first time. It was February 2020. Okay? That time nobody
International Virtual Utsav 2020.
exactly, no, that was 2021. That was 1 year later.
Okay.
So in 2020, that's how we started online satsang, and we used to meet many people, and we don't even know. Somebody would join and they would stay tuned with us even after satsang is finished. When the satsang is finished, nobody is leaving because we used to have a beautiful productive chat. We used to take let's say information about everyone. How are you doing? What's happening to you? How is your job searching going on? There are so many aspects, and we also had a lot of fun. People from India, people from US, Japan, New Zealand, I don't know, name it country, but we didn't ask anybody, but they joined because there was some, I would say, elixir that everybody used to come and join. And we did not even realize that we are in a COVID situation. My routine was get up in the morning, have Zoom online prayer, and then do some exercise, some running, some freehand, yoga, and then have breakfast, and then call someone because everybody was free. I remember Ashish Basuda from not Texas, Georgia, Atlanta, from US. If I call him, he will take 3 hours. Okay, and not only me, there will be around 10 people, and we had lot of gossips. I mean, gossip means in a good way, not the bad things. Okay, just productive things. Just like we are sharing our experience with someone else, because that time we didn't know each other. We are getting to know the new people. So we had lot of interest. He used to ask many questions, and suddenly, hey brother, okay, now you sing one bhajan. I was like, okay. Then Radha would come, hey Radha Krishna da, you should sing a kirtan now. Ashish da is just like that. So we didn't even realize by lunch time is over. Okay, somehow we have to get for the food. Okay, we go to finish our lunch, came back, then again somehow you do some activity, and then it comes evening prayer. You finish evening prayer, again the conversation goes. Prayer starts evening at 7 o'clock, it continues till 10 o'clock. Why? Because the prayer is only for 15 minutes. But once prayer is done, then everybody is enjoying with themselves, asking different questions.
That's
So
actually the wonderful and the beautiful thing. They're like, we who actually, I won't say that we love, but we try to love the love Lord Sree Sree Thakur. We never get lost in the toughest time of
exactly,
toughest ever time. We, like as you said, and the things were coming out of your expression, like you guys were so happy, you were so much enjoying, even
true.
the toughest time when people were like really frightened about their life, but you guys were never frightened because Thakur was there.
Exactly. We were,
Thakur connected you all.
to be honest,
It was
I was never panicked. I mean,
exactly.
I saw people around the globe every day in social media. People are so
Panicking
much
like hell.
anxious, so
Yes.
much panicked, and for us, because we were
Their
enjoying.
panic, I
So
won't say that their panic
I
was
mean,
baseless.
we were we were not happy. We were really
Of course.
sad to see the disaster happening around the globe. So many people were getting killed because of this coronavirus.
It was a
But at the same
very
time,
serious
I I,
situation.
I, I think there is something needed that will boost your energy, that will keep you thinking positive. And in during COVID time, there are so many stories. I remember one day Bidhanda from US, he was he was sharing his experience. That time in every Sunday satsang, somebody would come and he would do jajan. By jajan means he would share his experience, how he recovered from COVID. And when Vidanta did jajan, everybody was crying. The mercy of Sree Sree Thakur, our love Lord.
That's how,
It
if we
was
keep
like we
faith,
were
our
really
faith on
excited to
him,
know. We
exactly.
were really excited.
If we keep our faith on him, we will, everything gets solved. Everything
Yeah,
gets
there
solved.
are so many interesting stories. If I
Yes,
keep on telling you, it will be endless.
that's why I'm just stopping myself to ask you all about this, because I know if I ask and you will tell, and I won't be able to stop neither myself nor you, and I will, and the podcast will
Just
go on
just one last
whole
story.
night.
We know one person who is Giridharida. He
Mm-hmm.
was from most probably Bihar,
Yeah, I heard about him.
and he used to join our satsang. We didn't know. Okay, one day he had one his close friend, Avinashda or something like this. I forgot the name. Avinashda came, and then he introduced Giridharida. Okay, and then we were like, oh my God, he had so much of knowledge, and the conviction, the dedication about Thakur. You know, he didn't have internet in his house. He didn't have electricity. It was raining, and for us it is 4 o'clock. Means in India it's 7:30 or 8:30 in the winter days. No, it was summer, so 7:30 in the summer time. So it was raining. So he used to umbrella, take an umbrella and go, let's say 1 kilometer to 2 kilometer away from his house in a field, in the middle of a field, holding one umbrella and watching our satsang,
That's
all the bhajans and
tremendous.
kirtan.
That's tremendous.
And I was like, for the first time, when we all knew about this person, we were so mesmerized. And then then we normally used to ask everyone to share his experience. So same thing happened to him also. We requested him, okay, next Sunday you please share your experience. Then the moment he shared his experience about Thakur, we were like, my God, this guy is so much enriched with love towards Thakur.
A gem
And
was
he was
needed to
so
just
gentleman,
show.
so simplified. It was literally.
Exactly. As I said, a
Fantastic
gem
time.
was hidden who just came out. Yeah.
Yes.
So, Pranay, I remember that I joined you guys, like I got to know you guys. It was just last year, around February, March, when I got to know about Radha Krishnada and Ramda. Then I
By
come.
the way, it doesn't feel so.
Yeah, that's his grace. That's his
I,
grace.
I literally, it was true.
It was
We,
just
we,
last year around
yes.
Feb. I
I
came.
don't think anybody from Satsang fraternity would believe that we met since just 1 year.
It's just first anniversary. Yeah, I've
It's so
just arrived the
interesting.
first anniversary, but yes,
Yes.
yes. So I came to know all you guys. Then all these things happened, like getting along together. And my first face-to-face interaction was with you was Alangan Utsav, and
Yeah.
that was my first. Uh, I was the first experience of witnessing a satsang and
It was the seminar.
a seminar. Oh, it
Seminar,
was
yeah.
satsang as well.
Also
Seminar,
Satsang later on,
seminar,
yes.
satsang, and everything, like a whole program, a whole compact program that I was witnessing for the first time outside of India.
Hmm.
And I was just overwhelmed how everything was organized, how everyone was participating. It was not mandatory, like he was a satsangi, he was a disciple of, or she was a disciple of Thakur. It doesn't matter. People from lot of fields, like there were professors, scientists, and
True.
everyone from there were German people, there were non-initiated people, and lot of people. So I was very curious from that time, and I never got a chance to ask you how you guys, like I know that Arpita was there with you, and there are some other people who with you, and you guys all did it and made it happen, the amazing thing. So my question was, like I always wanted to know how you guys arranged it, how you guys made it possible, this thing
Yeah.
in the land of somewhere where is like few years ago there was only one satsang in 2 3 3 4 months.
Yes. Yes. It's an interesting question actually. Now, when I look back and when I think, then if you ask me, I will start with this practice. Whenever you go to Devghar, if you tell them the Guru Parivar about satsang activity happening in Europe, they would ask how many local people came, how many German for me, how many Norwegian for you. They would ask. So they were always encouraging us to, let's say, meet German people and invite them. But it's a big challenge. How to do it? So what I started, because during my career, after I finished my PhD, then I went to Karlsruhe for first postdoc, then Erlangen second postdoc. Even in a city, I had to change 2 3 apartment. Okay, and I always, what I did, whenever I have been to in an apartment, the first thing what I did, within a week, I invited my owner and I cooked some Indian dishes. Chole bhature, gulab jamun, paratha, and then so many other paneer, so many things with mild spices. And the moment I gave them this food, I used to say that this is a kind of, let's say, inauguration for me. Or when we buy a home, we do something like this, right? So this is the same thing for me. I used to invite you. I'd like to invite you, and I'd like to feed you, because this is how I love. I love to meet new people, and I love to make new connection. This happened because I am attached to satsang, and from satsang it automatically came to me. I never had to think about it. I never paid attention. Okay, I have to do this. It came organically. It came automatically. So as soon as I did it, then we got a strong connection to that new person, German people. And then when I went to my laboratory, my research field, the PhD student, postdoc student, I always, as I said, love to talk to new people, know their culture. So I would, let's say, bring any topic. If somebody is from some country, I know there are some topics, either sport or politics or any other thing, and bring a topic, and then I would suddenly invite them for dinner. And that's how I was able to build a connection to German people. And the people what you have seen in the Erlangen seminar, this was the effect of that invitation to different German people, because I kept on inviting them. After I have this connection, and then after 1 or 2 months, I again invited them for another meal, and then they were loving me, because in this land this is really uncommon. So they thought that this guy is something different.
I just remember
So
one thing about our Acharya. They've said, "Good food makes good connection."
yes, yes. So in our utsav, I used to invite everyone, and I never stopped. Although they said, okay, I have this appointment, I can't come, but every time I used to have a satsang in my house, I invited them. Now during this seminar, there were some people. They said, okay, this time I have to go, Pranay. You have invited me 10 times. I always could not make it, but this time I have to go it. So that time they all came, and it's like fortune favors the brave. Since I always started to, let's say, go for new connection, invite many people, although they didn't come, but I kept on inviting them. There are many stories happen, like somebody who came in front of my apartment. She was from India, and she was talking to that German families, and somehow they were talking about Indian culture. So then this lady got to know that there is someone who is from India and who does prayer every day, morning and evening. This German family told that person, the lady, Indian lady, and then she came to my house.
That's
Okay,
how this connection made.
that's
Oh my
see
God.
how the connection happened. So she came to me, knocked to my door, and I was like, okay, something happened. And then she explained me, and I was so happy. Then I have invited her also for a dinner. And then the apartment where I was in Erlangen, there are many Indian people, and I used to go to everyone. And I remember there are two Punjabi, one from Haryana, one from being south part. I invited all of them, and I used to make chole bhature for them. Okay, and we used to
Your
have
go-to
gossip,
food, eh?
normal conversation
Yes,
about anything.
I guess chole bhature is your go-to food.
Yes. So for me, this is a nice interaction for new people. Okay, because everybody love, or I don't cook it every day, right? So if someday, if I can bring someone, if I can make some, let's say, tasty food or delicious food, then why not? So that's how this connection happened. And then when I invited to satsang, to the seminar, everybody came. It's like you are organizing a marriage in your family.
Correct.
So you will invite all the people that you know, and if since they also know you very well, they will come.
I guess
So
we
the
all
same
need
thing
to
happened
do.
to me.
I guess we all need to do this in our local areas, like whichever country we are residing, to make the connection and to involve local people more. Because
Yes, this is really important.
unless we
This is
involve
really
local
important.
people, we cannot grow to the extent that
Exactly.
Acharya Thakur is expecting us to grow.
And also we have this different background of seeing things,
Exactly.
right?
There is
Maybe we are
huge
seeing in
cultural difference.
one perspective, then how does local person, the German people, how do they think about satsang? Then we will take a feedback, then we can improvise that, right? That's how it, because we say being and becoming, the becoming happens like that only.
Yes, and it cannot be in the same way like we do in India, because there is a
Yes,
huge cultural difference. So
exactly.
as always, our Acharya Dev and Abinda always say, like, understand their culture and
Yes,
align with them.
exactly.
You should be I mean, strict in your principle with Thakur, but be aligned with their culture, so that they will be more welcoming,
Exactly.
and then
True.
only they will get inclined to you, and when they incline to you, then only they will incline to Thakur. As Thakur always used to say. So I guess you set up,
because they don't know Thakur, they don't know who is Anukul Chandra, they know me,
they know us.
right?
They know
They
us.
know us.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
if we get connected to them, if they see something good in us,
Yes.
they will automatically have this inquisitiveness.
Like
How
how
do
this
you have
happened.
this? How this is happening?
Exactly.
So this is really important.
Pranada, we really came to the end part of our podcast, because as you know, I mean, if it was no podcast, I wish that we could have talked throughout the night and hear your experience. But as you know, we have to make it very time constant, our podcast. So as we came to the end, as we both know, that our first annual Utsav of Satsang Europe is going
Yes.
to happen. It's really at the corner.
Yes.
11th May, the day, big day. So how you are planning for the first annual Satsang?
For the first time, I would say it's my responsibility to reach out everyone. Let's say whoever I know, to encourage them to book ticket to attend the Utsav. This would be my first, and that's what I'm trying to do also. I'm calling everyone and keep on asking them, did you book the flight or not? So this is my first planning. And then second thing, I have already booked my planning. I have already booked my ticket, and I'm really excited because this is going to be first ever Satsang Europe Utsav.
Exactly.
So it's
all
like
are very excited.
We all are very excited.
Yes.
And this is also happening in Eastern Europe, where nothing much happen if you talk about satsang activities, right? So I'm really excited for that. I'm looking forward to, and I mean, as you know, that we are planning. It's all around another 3 months to come. We have to do all the micro level planning, and for me, if we do planning of different kinds of utsav, that will make us also experienced in many aspects. For example, this is a skill that you will automatically, let's say, develop in your character without knowing. So for the next time, if you have to organize anything in your company or in your family, you are not scared of, because you have already experience of organizing something with around 300 people. And you know,
Thakur always ask us to grow.
I mean, the way satsang activity works is all connected.
Yes.
So this is all investment.
Yes.
We all are doing investment without knowing, but that increases our skill.
Yes.
So
definitely.
that's what I love about satsang activity day on a daily basis.
Exactly, and we all are looking forward this Utsav, and I hope this
Yes.
will be huge grand success.
Yes.
And it will be
We have to
always
make it a
remembered.
brand.
It will
Yes.
be always remembered because it is first, and first is
Yes.
always remembered. So Pranay, yes, really thank you. It is always enriching and enlightening to talk to you. Today also
It was my pleasure, to be honest.
today I learned a lot of things, and I wish and I hope I will see you again in this podcast, and you will again make yourself available for us, for our viewers.
Sure.
So thank you very much, and Jai Guru.
I would also like to thank you for having me here, and to listening to so many things that I keep on saying,
It's
because
always
good
enriching,
listening is so
believe me,
important.
it's always enriching to listen to you, and there is lot of things that we could not have talked together. So I definitely I'm assuring our viewers that we will again get Pranay in our podcast, and we all will be able to hear again from him. Thank you, Pranay.
Thank you so much.
Jai.
Okay, Jai Guru. Take care.